Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. The National Water Resources Board says that it is still reviewing the request of Maynilad and Manila Water to increase the allocation from the Angat Dam to 52 cubic meters per second. The Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewerage System, or MWSS, earlier made an appeal on behalf of the water concessionaires for a higher water share to reduce service interruptions during the dry season. Recall that the NWRB had already approved an increase in water allocation for April 1 to 15 from 48 to 50 cubic meters per second. And while the NWRB assured that the Angat Dam has enough reserves, the board says that they still have to consider the impact of a higher allocation in the context of the coming El Nino.
This is around 10 meters below the normal high water level, but still, no, we consider this level as within the normal operating of the dam. However, considering that Pag-asa already advised, no, there is an advisory that there might be the possibility of an El Nino, then we might have to consider this sort of projections by Pag-asa and try to manage the supply so that by the second half of this year, we still have sufficient supply for Metro Manila as well as for irrigation.
And the prices of fish in wet markets have already gone up even before the start of the Lenten season. At the Marikina market, a kilo of fish is now more expensive by 20 to 30 pesos. Retailers say that the price hike is normal as demand for fish is high during the Holy Week, a time for abstinence from eating meat. 1 kilo of bangus now sells for 240 to 260 pesos, while galunggong now goes for 240 pesos per kilo. Tilapia prices have also increased to 160 pesos per kilo. Dalagang bukid is now selling for 340 pesos a kilo, while a kilo of maya-maya is now going for 360 pesos. In other news, authorities have recovered each and every fatality from a ship fire in Basilan. The MV Lady Mary Joy 3 was hit by a deadly blaze while sailing the waters of Basilan province last week. The local government reported a final death toll of 28, with passengers all accounted for. The LGU and the DSWD have provided financial assistance to the victims. Initial investigation points to an electrical short circuit as the cause for the fire, but one official is not discounting the possibility of foul play, claiming that the ship's owner had dealt with extortion attempts before the incident.
Naman lang sana tamino terrorismo, no? Although company they're receiving threats before, no? Tayo na opisina, tayo na kanila karta, antes, but then ya perdi man kel, no? Kung pandemic.
President Bongbong Marcos is encouraging Filipino Christians to, quote, become better agents of change as they observe the Holy Week. The chief executive is calling on Filipinos to get to know Jesus Christ more, noting that his message of salvation and eternal life remains as timely as ever. Marcos Jr. hopes that the Lenten season will be used as a time for reflection. We're pausing for a quick break, but One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. One former lawmaker advised President Bongbong Marcos to remain steadfast in his decision to reform the military pension system. Speaking to the Chiefs, former Senator Richard Gordon says that the president should not fear coup rumors and destabilization plots. Instead, Marcos Jr. should sit down with soldiers and uniformed personnel to explain why the pension system needs to be overhauled.
You have to deal with the realities on the ground. His vice president is Vice President Duterte. She's a nice lady. I know her. I don't have any problems with her. But certainly there are people around that say, guluhin mo yan para ikaw presidente. Yan nagsisimula yan. And I don't think she'll bite. But if there's a consensus among the leadership na lahat makikipag-dialogue tayo, hindi tayo natatakot tayo mag-coup. Start the conversation right away. Start it in PMA.
And the price of oil in the world market are expected to go up some more in the coming weeks. Oil Industry Management Bureau Director Rino Abad said this is because of OPEC Plus's surprise announcement that members will cut production by some 1 million barrels a day. Abad noted that the price of global oil benchmark, Brent crude, has already increased by $5 per barrel.
Analysis na lumalabas ay posible daw maka-affect ng around $10 per barrel. Ngayong trading day, today, umabot na po ang increase ng Brent ng around $5. Makikita po natin kung maaabot niya yung 10, pero medyo 50% na naabot na yung 5. Initially ngayong week, nafe-feel ko magkakaroon talaga ng increase, nagre-react ang market. But eventually, pag hindi nila binaba yung 38, istorya lang yan. Commitment lang yan.
And here is a quick look at today's other top stories. President Bongbong Marcos will personally witness the coronation of King Charles III. The palace confirmed that the chief executive and First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos have been invited to attend the historic ceremony. The coronation of King Charles III and Queen Consort Camilla will be held at Westminster on May 6. Another oil price hike took effect today, Tuesday. Diesel is now pricier by 50 centavos per liter, while gasoline prices have hiked by 1 peso and 40 centavos a liter. Meanwhile, kerosene is now slightly more expensive after a 20 centavo increase in the per liter price. NASA has named the first woman and the first African American ever assigned as astronauts to a lunar mission. Christina Koch, an engineer who already holds the record for longest continuous space flight by a woman, was named mission specialist. She will be joined by U.S. Navy aviator and spacewalk veteran Victor Glover, who will be the first black astronaut ever to be sent on a lunar mission. Scheduled to launch in 2024, Artemis II will be the program's first crewed mission to orbit the moon since the Apollo program decades ago. One News Now will be back with the latest stories at 6:30 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.